Man, what is going on? We are back in black in the building. Shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation, making it do what it do to survive. Roll call real quick. We're going to do the roll call real quick. Shout out to everybody out there in Arizona, Miss Tanya Latanya. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody in Las Vegas, all my siblings, the homegirl Jerica, everybody out there. Shout out to them. Shout out to the homegirl Shawnee, Philly in the building, Erica, Florida in the building, and my brothers, James Youngblood and Dave No Compromise. Shout out to them. Those are my OGs. And shout out to the homegirl Melina, North Carolina, aka North Kakalaka. Man, we got a real quick one, but a good one. Look, I've been telling y'all about this shit. Haven't I been telling y'all about when you see two dominant society people going at it, you just sit back, get your popcorn? Don't y'all think that that's so ironic that Donald Trump is guilty and Joe Biden's son is guilty? Don't y'all think that's so ironic? Y'all not laughing at this shit. This is what they get. They was so busy concerned about Joe Biden. About Donald Trump. Nigga, your son is guilty. And we're going to get into the complexities of why Foundational Black America is going to be like, well, why the fuck would we vote for him? Your son is committing the biggest heinous crimes. And we still got family members that are doing prison time for mandatory minimums and three strike laws and marijuana shit that's legal in a lot of states, particularly the state of California. So we're going to get into it today. Let's get it. All right. We about to get it right now. Let me see if I can play some video of what's his name? Is it Hunter Biden? We'll see if they play it, because you know they don't like to play nothing that's negative about Mr. Joe Biden, his crew. They don't like to play nothing. But I love it. Guilty, motherfucker. So go to jail. You know they're gonna probably, we recommend rehab. What is the most embarrassing thing when your son is guilty of dope fiend gun charges?
The room. From what we understand from our reporting from our colleagues is that the jury was not 100% on board behind the idea of conviction yesterday, and then ultimately came to the unanimous decision that Hunter Biden was guilty on all three counts. What happened behind the room, and what ultimately convinced the jury to convict?
Okay, so yesterday when the case was handed over to us, we went to the deliberating room. We weren't there that long because it was getting late in the evening. So we just decided, okay, the first thing we're going to do is let's vote now and see how the count was. So we voted, and it was 6-6. Now, I don't believe that any of them were trying to change their minds, or we weren't trying to change anybody's mind. It's just the fact that...
You see, he white-splaining right now. Just say it. Man, he was guilty. There's all kinds of video, all kinds of evidence that shows what he did. He lied. You're not supposed to do that. He already had a drug problem. See, they trying to cover, just say he already had a drug problem. So we were already looking into that because if you're already having a drug problem, I don't think you should be buying a firearm, period, whether it's illegal or not illegal. But it is illegal. And what he did was illegal. So unanimous decision is he's guilty. All this explaining and bullshit.
I think they said no because they wanted more information. They wanted to talk more about the case. So they don't want to jump to conclusions right away and say, yes, he was guilty. So I believe that's why.
So, and then this morning, you guys came back in, and it was no longer 6-6. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
And talk to me about how that played out.
Okay, so we took each count, and we went over the evidence for each count. And once our foreman had the black whiteboard, and we decided, okay, let's go through each count. So, and then we went around the table, and on the first count, we all said we agreed for number 1, we agreed for number 2, and we agreed for number 3, but number 4 was a holdout. Okay, so then we talked about it a little bit longer about the question on the first indictment. So then we talked a little bit about it, and then we said, okay, let's go back to that.
More white splaining. That's bullshit. I don't even know why they interviewed this stuttering Stanley motherfucker.
Now let's go to the second motion. Yeah, or the second conviction. What he was going to be convicted for. So we went to the second one, and that came back anonymous. Everybody agreed.
Was there any indication why that juror changed to convict? What was the reason?
No.
Because he was fucking guilty. That's why. They still trying to make up excuses on CNN. This CNN right away. Well, why did he change his mind? Because he's guilty. That's why he changed his mind. What other reason would they change their mind? He's fucking guilty. Man.
We never got. You're getting ahead. We skipped that one. There was 3 charges against him. So now we're working on the second charge. So we skipped the first charge because somebody was not totally convinced.
It was probably a dominant society person that wasn't totally convinced. Cause who else wouldn't be? Look, y'all go back and look at these podcasts. I've been talking about Hunter Biden. I've been talking about the crack pipe in the strip club. I've been talking about how he was saying nigga on those emails to his black lawyer. I've been talking about all that shit. For about 2 years, I've been talking about that shit. And, and people ignore and act like it didn't happen. No, it happened.
The fourth question. So we moved on to the second indictment. Once we went over the second indictment, it was unanimous and we all agreed. And then we moved on to the third.
All right, I'm sorry, I can't. He don't need to be talking, for real. Because nigga, hurry up and get to the motherfucking point. God damn. Fucking stuttering Stanley over here. Jesus fucking Christ. God damn. They couldn't have found another goddamn juror to fucking say something? You gonna have that motherfucker talking? And then you got somebody in the background telling him what to say. It's like, oh my, next. The fuck? Let's see if we can find anything else. Yeah, because they ain't got no audio yet. They trying to keep the audio concealed. ABC ain't saying shit. Ain't that a bitch? ABC ain't saying shit. Let's see. Oh, because we gonna find some, because y'all motherfuckers is trying to be slick. Let's see. Yeah, and don't think that Joe Biden ain't gonna pardon his own son, because he will pardon his own son. Don't get that shit. Yeah, hold on. Let me see what else we can find. I hope it ain't that damn juror motherfucker running it. Man, Let's see what we can find. If we can't find it, that's all right. See, that's what be tripping me out. When it comes to these motherfuckers, these important motherfuckers, they don't have no audio or nothing. You can't get no audio. You can't get anything. It's damn near. Let's see. Yeah, they full of shit, man. This is why I'm telling y'all, don't fuck with the goddamn media. Because they put out there what they want to put out there. Now, you can find audio on every Puff Daddy goddamn video and every R. Kelly goddamn thing and every Bill Cosby thing. But when it comes to these dominant society motherfuckers, and I'll be looking all fucking day. All day. When I get on the subject, I be trying to find audio, what they saying. They only had that one audio of that juror. CNN don't have nothing. So what does that tell you? Hold on, let's see. Let's see what they talking about, because these motherfuckers be playing games. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna play a little bit. Then it be taking a long time to load. I be like it's almost laughable how these news outlets and these media motherfuckers be playing games, and they think people are so dumb. Man, I know why y'all ain't got no audio on why people are like, yeah, he was guilty. And that, why y'all not interviewing people, because he was guilty, and they don't. I'm gonna break it down after I play this audio. You gonna be like, damn, I didn't even think about that. And then some people gonna be like, I was thinking the same shit. Watch, you'll see. I'm just not playing no goddamn commercials.
Biden said in a recent interview from France, he would not pardon his son Hunter if Hunter is found guilty in his federal gun trial.
Let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
Many layers to this trial, but the president's statement about pardoning his son, a remarkable one. Not pardoning his son, to be clear.
Yes, that he would not pardon his son, which, when you think about how for Joe Biden, family above all else, and yet he sees that, it seems, in some way untoward for a president, just like he won't go to the trial as president, which is happening in federal court, to pardon his son in this matter. Now, we'll see if he holds to that and how this all plays out. He clearly also enjoys the contrast for how Trump handles pardons. There's no doubt.
Let's see.
That should hold it for now.
Let's see. I got one more. I want to see how they gonna break down this guilty verdict, because they don't want to see. You notice no, stop talking about Joe Biden. Talk about his punk ass son that lied and is found guilty. So I don't want to hear none of that sucker shit.
Well, the jury has found Hunter Biden, the president's son, guilty on all three counts in this case after 3 hours of deliberation. Count one is a false statement in the purchase of a firearm.
That means you lied on the application to buy a firearm. What do you even need that for? You're the president's son. You can hire security.
Two is false statement related to information required to be kept by a federal firearms licensed dealer. Count three is possession of a firearm by a person who is an unlawful user or addicted to a controlled substance. So he has been found guilty on all three counts. Now, the jury here is comprised of 6 men and 6 women. It is a majority black jury.
You notice they put out there a majority black jury. When did they ever put that out there, y'all? This is what I've been trying to find all day. I'm like, why aren't they talking about who's on the jury? Yeah, guilty motherfucker. Now you gonna see how it feels. All our motherfucking family members locked up for fucking the 94 crime bill that you put, and you said that that's what we wanted. So guess what? Well, this is what you wanted, right? To hold the law, right? Well, hold the law guilty, nigga. Built the motherfucking prison cell under the goddamn jail. That's what they need to do.
This is day 7 of this historic trial. This is the first time that the child of a sitting president has faced a criminal prosecution. This is the first of 2 criminal trials that he will face after a plea deal that he negotiated fell apart. Now, over the past 7 days, he has enjoyed enormous support from his family, including his stepmother, the First Lady of the United States, who has been here for many days during this trial, other family members, friends of the family, clergy members. He has had dozens of people here showing support for him. And it was notable yesterday that at the beginning of the prosecutor's closing argument, they pointed to the gallery where the First Lady has been sitting and said, those people, they don't matter. What matters here is the evidence. And here, the jury believes that the prosecution proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Hunter Biden was guilty of all three of these crimes. Now, the most difficult challenge for prosecutors, Wolf, was proving that Hunter Biden knowingly lied throughout the course of this process, that he was aware.
Now, anytime you watch CNN, you don't ever hear shit in the background, but you hear somebody else talking. I'm telling you, they're doing this shit on purpose. Because when it was about Bill Cosby and R. Kelly and all that, you can hear everything. It wasn't nobody talking in the background. It wasn't all this extra loud noise. I'm like, man, they playing a game. And then I had to search far and wide just to find video about talking about how he guilty. Man, they had Stuttering Stanley on there just running his mouth about some shit. No, but he basically wanted to say, oh, it was the niggas that found him guilty. That's what he was trying to say.
The fact that he was either using or addicted to drugs. And they pointed yesterday to the fact that shortly before he purchased this gun that he had been recently in rehab. So prosecutors said, look, if he hadn't just been to rehab, maybe we could buy the idea that he wasn't aware of the fact that he had a problem with substance abuse. But again, after...
How do y'all not know that when he videotaped himself, he recorded himself with a phone smoking crack out of a crack pipe? What are y'all talking about? While he was in a strip club, he literally recorded himself smoking crack. And y'all talking about, well, we didn't know he had a problem. Oh my God.
For 3 hours of deliberation, a jury here in Wilmington, Delaware, finding the president's son guilty on all 3 counts.
Thank you. Guilty, nigga. Now get the fuck on, motherfucker. That's what you get. You feel bad for him. And let me tell you something. That's why it's in Wilmington, Delaware. Remember, I did a podcast. Shawnee and them remember. Eric and them remember. I did a podcast about 3 years ago about how all the laws are constructed differently in Delaware. Because the United States of America is a Delaware corporation. Look on the back of your Social Security card. Where's all the numbers printed? In Baltimore, Maryland. The DMV. Come on. That's where most of your LLCs are constructed from, because they wrote those laws differently from any other state. That's why it's out there. Don't think that this motherfucker ain't gonna try to have a twist come in and appeal it, and then they get then they're gonna get an all white jury, then find them not guilty. It doesn't matter. Doesn't this show you how shameful the United States of America should be, where you got one president guilty of hush money, then another president's son guilty of lying and being a dope fiend? That's why the United States of America Incorporated is a fucking joke. I see Donald Trump was at Sunset Park in Las Vegas, and it was 100,000 of them damn MAGA motherfuckers out there. Y'all niggas out there. Look, let me tell you something, black folks. You better, even if you don't like Trump, you better not be running your mouth, because these business owners are Republicans. And they will have your punk ass the fuck up out of there and hiring somebody else. So you better be mindful what the hell you saying. And if you're smart, you might want to start looking at what the fuck are these Republicans about? Because a lot of them are about immigration, and they don't want no illegal nothing the fuck out here. And I'm all for it. I don't gotta vote for Donald Trump to be in alignment with some of those views. I don't want no fucking illegal immigrants. I don't give a fuck if you're King Joffrey Jaffa, ruler of Zamunda, King Kunta. I don't give a fuck who you are. You don't belong here. You're here for unearned benefits. And see, they wanna put that tag on the Latinos that they the immigrants. No, look, I'm sick of them Haitian motherfuckers coming out here thinking they better than black Americans. I'm sick of these Nigerians and these East Africans and all these motherfuckers that come out here and, oh, you cotton picker and you lazy niggas and all that. Y'all don't want to build y'all homeland, but y'all want to bring your punk asses over here. So since you over here, no, I hope they do another Prop 186 and everybody who's illegal round they punk asses up and put their asses on a bus and send their asses right back to the goddamn border and get the fuck on. Black Americans ain't got time to be competing with no goddamn immigrants for jobs that we deserve in the first place. If y'all don't want to give us no reparations and y'all want to play games with that, then get rid of all the illegal immigrants and give all of my foundational black Americans these good paying jobs. One or the other. I'd rather just have the reparations. You want to bring these immigrants over here, then you better give us reparations. Y'all giving everybody else money. And then Joe Biden up there talking about, oh, I'm going to close the border. Oh, now you want to close the border. You've brung more shame up on the presidential seat than any other president, motherfucker. Your son is a dope fiend who lied on a fucking firearm fucking application. If that ain't shameful, then what the man? Look, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving every minute of how embarrassed the United States of America is going to be and how they are. Look at the Democrats. They probably squirming right now like, oh shit, how are you going to get any foundational black American to want to vote for this man, and your son been lying the whole fucking time and smoking crack, and I got family members that's been in prison for 30 years behind your fucking mandatory minimums, and your ass on the floor talking about, on the Congress floor, talking about I permission to get 2 more minutes. How you can talk about how we gonna round them up and lock these niggas up, and we don't want no racial jungle and all this other shit. This is the sucker shit that Joe Biden been saying for fucking 40 years. Y'all think because he's with Obama's punk ass that, oh, he for the people. Hey, I thought the same thing until Obama didn't say shit about us the first term. Then the second term, he didn't say nothing. I was like, oh, he for them. He ain't for us. It didn't take me long to see. You rescued the fucking banks and you helped everybody else but us. The DACA programs and the DREAM, that ain't had shit to do with foundational black Americans. That's why that shit that Donald Trump was saying, like, show me your birth certificate, show me all that. That's because that motherfucker probably is an immigrant. He ain't no foundational black American. He's a Kenyan. So he don't got no loyalty to no fucking foundational black Americans. That's why he was able to go in that seat and do the things that he did. And then when he got out the seat years later, you want to talk about, oh, I couldn't help black folk because of racism and white supremacy. Don't try to take the grassroots talking points now, motherfucker. You was worried about your 2 daughters and your wife. You wasn't worried about no other motherfucker. Because if you were, you wouldn't have done that. I've had several conversations with people and they be like, oh, well, what Obama did, he did open up the Trade Act. I didn't even want to say nothing, but I was like, you must ain't read Black Labor, White Wealth or Powernomics. Black folk don't owe no cakes, no pies, no ships, no planes, no nothing. So them trade acts and all that, they ain't got shit to do with black folk. That got everything to do with the dominant society and them making more money and taxing more foundational black Americans, while the Native Americans, the so-called red Native Americans, ain't paying no damn taxes, got reservations, casinos, and all this other sucker shit, and we ain't got shit but churches. And what the hell is a church gonna do for you when you need real capital? That church is only to benefit that pastor and his family. It ain't gonna benefit the people. We need shit that's gonna benefit the people. That's why reparations or Prop 187 or 186, whatever the fuck it was in California, line up all them immigrants, put their ass on the bus and get the fuck on. Straight up and down. And then motherfuckers, I have a different respect for the United States of America. This ain't the land of the free. This is the land of the sucker shit. This is the land of, hey, if you're an immigrant, you can come over here and build wealth while the niggas are poor and broke. Then they have put this misnomer out that we lazy and all this other sucker shit. Nigga, how we gonna be lazy? We built the country for free without repayment. Oh, well, the white people, okay, well then if that was the fucking case, then why in Slavery by Another Name, they would, fuck Slavery by Another Name. Why in The Untold Story of Una Judge, Never Caught, why would George Washington, our president, who's married to Martha Washington, the biggest plantation owner in damn near history, owning 17,500 acres of land, why would George Washington say, I don't want no white people to do no slavery work for me? They fucking lazy and they always fucking complaining. And they always got some bullshit to say. Bring me the niggas. They're gonna get the job done, do it efficiently, do it quietly, and ain't gonna say shit. Why would he say that? That was in the antebellum period. That was in like the 1700s. Why would George Washington say some sucker shit like that? He said it because it was the damn truth. That's why he said that shit. That's why I be waiting for a motherfucker to be like, oh, y'all lazy. You had to talk to George Washington and his people. He said white folk was lazy. He said white folk, he would never hire white folks to do indentured servitude or slavery. He said nothing would get done with their asses. They lazy, they fucking complaining, and they don't do good work. That's what George Washington said. Go read the book. Never Caught, the untold story of Una Judge. She was a mulatto who escaped slavery from Martha and George Washington. Because George Washington and Martha Washington, you know what they was doing like most dominant society? When you would go to Pennsylvania, if you stayed there 6 months, you could declare your freedom. So he kept going from Pennsylvania back to Virginia, and he would leave on the 5th month. You know why? Because he knew some of his slaves started talking to other free slaves who were like, you know, if you're here 1 more month, you could declare your freedom. So he kept moving his slaves back and forth from Virginia back to Pennsylvania. Oh, he was doing sucker shit like that. And Martha Washington was trying to find Una Judge like a motherfucker, but they couldn't find her. That's why it's called Never Caught. Go read the book. Once I read that, I said, 2 hidden jewels. White people was lazy then. So if they was lazy then, what the fuck you think they are now? Check. And y'all mean to tell me y'all couldn't give us 40 acres in a mule? I'm talking about foundational Black Americans. But Martha Washington had 17,500 acres of land. I'm done. Guilty, nigga. Peace.